Make sure you do not buy another property investment until you watch this video. This spreadsheet is going to save you buying the wrong property. You're going to buy the right property at the right price. You're going to see if there's any SDLT or stamp duty land tax tips. You're going to find out if there's ways of reducing the value added tax. You're going to also find out what structure you should buy that. Should you buy it in your own name, or should you buy the property inside of a limited company? This spreadsheet is going to help you to understand how much tax you're going to be paying because of Section 24. Ultimately, it's going to tell you the return on investment on your investment after all of the tax changes. Watch this video. Hey everyone, my name is Simon Misiewicz from Optimise Accountants, and in this video I wish to show you how to do due diligence. Due diligence of buying your buy-to-let property investing. And should you buy it? That's a good question. And how should you buy it? Should you buy it in a limited company? What about stamp duty land tax or SDLT? Is there a way to reduce it? Good question. Or indeed, how about VAT, value added tax? And can you reduce that? Well, I'm pleased to announce that I've created a spreadsheet for you that will hopefully show you exactly how to do all of those things. And as you can see from our spreadsheet, we've got the property, and I filled in a lot of this for you as an example already, but you're going to need to put your own details in. So if you over here, you can see there's the video. So click this and you'll be watching me again here. So this is only for people that have got the spreadsheet and not watched the video before. There is some details that you need to read about assumptions, disclaimers, and the purpose of the spreadsheet, so feel free to read those. As we go down the details, you can enter your property address details into this box in here. By the way, all the fields that are shaded in this kind of dark blue are areas that you need to complete. The areas that are got the white cells with the gold borders, they're already completed for you, so you don't need to do anything for you, and they are protected. So the purpose of this spreadsheet is to show you the details. So what we've got here is I've got entered the property details into, and I'm going to zoom in just so we can see this relatively easy. There you go. And what we've got is the purchase price of £250,000. And if I scroll to the right, you can see here, I've put you some links, which is sold house prices, land registry, and Rightmove. I'm just going to click on that, just give you an example of what it does. I want you to check the sold prices of properties before you buy another one. And it's a validation to make sure you're not overpaying for that particular property. And we've got the same here for sold house prices for Rightmove as well. So whichever one you wish to use, make sure you double check what you're paying for that property investment. And if we go down here, you can see purchase prices, how much the price was sold for the last 2 years. I'm buying, example here, a property for $234,000. I will then type in the property type, and there are different options. You've got residential, non-residential, and mixed use. The reason in these categories is because of the stamp duty land tax calculation, which is automatically done for you in this spreadsheet. So you don't need to try and recalculate the stamp duty, the SDLT. That is done for you. We've also got rental type as well, HMOs. The reason for that is because we've already done some benchmarking in terms of what other clients are doing financially. So we want to make sure that you're earning as much money as possible too. Has a property been vacant for more than 2 years? Well, if it has, then you can see that there's some narrative in here to say we may be able to help you reduce your VAT bills on vacant property for you too. But I'm just going to leave that for now. So each one of these options are something for you to drop down. And again, it's just giving you indicators of how we may be able to help you reduce your VAT and SDLT. We have put in some articles in there. So we've got article to reduce SDLT, which is a whole glossary of SDLT, stamp duty land tax charges, and how you might be able to reduce it. So use this table at the top to find something that's relevant to you, and hopefully you'll be finding a way of how to reduce that SDLT charge. And then if we go to the next section, which is upfront money and mortgage, you're going to find is that you're going to select if this is a capital or repayment mortgage. You're going to enter a mortgage arrangement fee, which I haven't done, so I'm going to put in £2,000 into that. Shouldn't be that much, surely, but anyway. And if you're wondering if you're going for the right mortgage, I've also entered 2 links in here. You've got compare the market, which you can just click onto, and it will give you some details about mortgages and other kind of cost savings, and go compare as well. We have no allegiance to any of these, but it's just there for you to see if there are savings to be made. You may have a mortgage broker, which I would probably advocate you doing, but there's no harm in you doing a double check with your mortgage broker to make sure indeed you've got the best rate. And then what will happen is that this will add up for you the purchase price of the property and the mortgage arrangement fees. And what it will do is ask you for the term of the mortgage, and that's the number of years that you can take the mortgage out for. And then automatically will calculate for you the number of payments, and it will request from you the deposit percentage. And we've put down 25%. I've entered an interest rate of 5% on that. In fact, what I'm going to do for you, so next time around you come to use this, I will put in a variable, so you could put in 3.87% as an example, and then that will calculate the interest for you. The mortgage value will then be $177,000, which is the original mortgage less your deposit. And what I've done for you as well, I've then said purchase costs. In this section, it's more to do with the buying of the property and refurbishing it as well. So what we've got there is that you've got the calculator of the deposit, £59,000, which is the purchase price times by the percentage of deposit, no brainer. And as I said before, we have calculated the SDLT based on the information you've already provided. And that is done for you. And if you want to know what the SDLT calculations are, you can go straight to the section 2, which is going to demonstrate what that SDLT is being charged at. And this does take into account the SDLT residential and non-residential rates, and it will also take into account the SDLT charges as well. And we've put a number of articles of how you may be able to reduce your SDLT charges. One big thing for you to do is always double check this spreadsheet against what the solicitors are telling you. We have seen a number of mistakes by solicitors. Rightly or wrongly, I'm not having a go at solicitors, but we have seen a lot of mistakes being made by solicitors overcharging our clients on SDLT. So make sure you do your due diligence with that as well. And basically what we will do is put your capital costs. You've got finance fees, purchase acquisition fees. You're going to have some purchase acquisition fees, aren't you, of solicitors and whatever else, the searchers. And then you've got some capital enhancement costs. I have put in there reduce SDLT again. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but it's no bad thing if it echoes the point and then you double check your SDLT. But we've also put in a link here for reducing VAT on different types of refurbishments that you may have. So feel free again to look at the types of VAT reductions you may be able to save and make for yourself using this article, which is embedded in the spreadsheet. So feel free to do that. We've also got this LMPG discount as well. So if you want 10% discount on the membership, this is a great tool, guys. We use it personally, and that's myself and Louise, in terms of saving money on our refurbishment costs. Such a big thing for you to do when you're going through this process. My laptop's now going on a massive fan cooling down, so apologies if you can hear that now coming in the background. At least it's not a PC, which it would be blowing me away. At least Macs are a little bit quieter. What I've also done then for you is put some also kind of costs that you may have. This is the cost of refurbishing your property. I've just put in £20,000 round number. I have put some links in there in terms of the types of tradespeople and searchers, databases you might want to inquire upon to get the right tradesperson for you and the project that you're undertaking. And once you've filled in that, what this will then say is total cash of the refurbishment, which is the £20,000 I've entered, the total amount of money I've put in, which that £70,000 is broken down by the deposit, the stamp duty, the purchase acquisition fees, etc. and then it gives you the total cash invested of 90,700. That's really an important number because it's going to be used for the return on investment calculations we will show you later on. And then below that, you've got this rental income, and we would put it the first column by month, and then we automatically calculate the per annum for you as well. As ever, we've done this rent income comparison. So what I would suggest you do, if you've got a HMO, use the spare room easy roommate. If I just type in spare room, for example, and I type in postcode, I'm just going to type in the postcode of some of our flats, which is kind of HMOs. I'm not sure why that didn't work. It's because I've put NH10. Didn't work, did it? So if I do that now, and you'll see that it's given me now some of the property valuations going through. So this is the rents per calendar month. And you can see the kind of properties that are on there. Funny enough, our one-bedroom flat is in there. Interesting. So we've also got easy roommate as well comparison if you want to use that comparison. Also Rightmove and Zoopla. What we've also done is entered the monthly cost. So you may have a HMO which you may pay the bills. So if you have paid bills, you may pay £350 or £400 for utilities. I've just put £3,500. Far too much money for that, surely. But again, what I've done is I've told you the utilities in terms of how you might be able to save some utility costs as well. You've got Glide, Utility, Warehouse, and Switch. Again, no links to this, no affiliate marketing going on here, just things that I have found useful and hopefully you'll find useful too. And what this will do is it will give you a profit per month of £1,000 and £12,350 per year. Now you might be thinking, well, how does the tax get calculated? Because I don't think the ROI should be just based on pre-tax. I think your ROI genuinely should be based on post-tax, and not many calculators will do this for you. So what we've done is done it for you. I've talked to you about the SDLT, so I won't go into that too much detail. But the section 3 is where this all happens. And if we just go into this a bit more detail here, I would like you to enter your purchase. I don't see any of this information, by the way, so it's totally confidential. It's not linking in anywhere. You can download this from Dropbox, but ultimately, I'm just trying to help you save tax. This is just a place where you put your wages. So if you were earning £25,000, for instance, you'll notice that a yellow light has just disappeared, and that's because Section 24 doesn't affect you. But and indeed, what this will do for you, it will base everything into Section 24 as though it's 2021. And the reason for that is because I've taken out the mortgage interest cost in its entirety. So you can see way in advance what your real return investment is going to be. Now imagine that you are paying, $38,123. You will notice straight away that this has now come up to say you may be advised to buy this property in a limited company. Don't rush into buying properties in a limited company. I've done lots of videos on YouTube on that, so feel free to watch that. But don't rush into buying in a limited company. And I've indeed created a link into the buying a limited company link there. So that's an article we've written, and that will pop up with that link. So you can see, and I've got videos about this kind of stuff as well, so you can see lots of information there. And then going down below, what I've tried to do is say, right, this is the amount of cash you've invested. So this is now protected in terms of this workbook. The annualized profit before tax and then after tax, because we do need to take tax into account when we're doing all this stuff. And then it will give you the return on investment after tax. So that's where you've got the before tax and after tax. And what I've tried to do is say, okay, here's some articles that you can read in terms of looking at the profitability of your property investment portfolio. And there's 5 KPIs that I think you should be looking at to making the most money out of your property portfolio. So I've done that for you. So hopefully this is a useful spreadsheet to help you get along. There's a few kind of calculations that I've done in terms of ratios, and I've put some benchmarks in there as well in terms of mortgage interest rate cover, so 2.8 interest cover. A lot of brokers, they're fixed in. Surprising. So the mortgage cover typically is 1.45. But some of them have been a bit more relaxed. So you do need to do lots of stress testing on this thing. We haven't built this stress testing because there's so much going into this already. It will just make this fall over. But hopefully this has been a useful spreadsheet for you in terms of, A, should I be buying this property? Does it give me the great rental yields? And does it give me SDLT? Is there a way to reduce VAT as well? And which structure should I buy this in? So hopefully useful. Download it. The description of this link will be in the, the download link will be in the description field down below. Make sure you do that. If you like this spreadsheet, really helpful, please press a like so other people can see that it's been useful, and drop a comment to say if it's how it's been useful, and indeed how you might think it could be improved next year as well. So we'll do one every single year. So good luck, have fun, but make sure you buy the right property at the right cost, which is going to maximize the return on your investment.